Welcome back to NewsWire here on SportsGrid. Guess what's coming up on Saturday? It is the Belmont Stakes. The Triple Crown Challenge naturally comes to an end without a challenger, honestly. But let's bring in Robert Forbeck, who joins us for the big race coming up in Saratoga. Rob's been kind enough to join us throughout the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and now, of course, the Belmont Stakes. Robert, thank you again for coming on the show. Let's take a look at the field, shall we? 7:04 p.m. Eastern, later start. We've seen that for a lot of these races. I think the thing that stands out to me the most is that the horse that was favored to win the Derby, Renegade, is back in the field here at, 2-1. So that tells me, certainly that's where the favorite is. But as we saw in the Derby and with the Preakness as well, you just never know.
Yeah, I think, Renegade, rightfully so. I think he ran a huge race in the Derby, got nailed on the wire by Golden Tempo, and he's owned by Mike Rapoli, who has won $1 million as an owner, has won $1 million stakes races at Saratoga. So he's going to be kind of the hometown favorite. He's going to get a lot of action, but, to me, this is a wide open race. You have Chief Wallabee, Renegade, Commandment, to me, all kind of the same horse. And quite honestly, I'm going to let the price dictate my plan here. I think I'm going to lead towards Commandment, getting that outside post, getting a cleaner trip. Ironically, he has another different jockey this time. He's had a different jockey each of his last 4 races, but John Velazquez is a Hall of Fame jockey and has certainly won more than his fair share of big races at Saratoga. So if I could get anywhere near 6-1 on Commandment Saturday, that's my play.
Okay, fair enough. And so there is the field currently as it stands. Again, this could change before Saturday. As you see, Golden Tempo also in the race at 9-2, as Robert said. So certainly maybe an exacta trifecta opportunity there. Unfortunately, part of this is, of course, talking about horses that are not in the race. And so the Preakness is really generally not an indicator of the Belmont, or at least in the past it hasn't been. I'm not sure how Saratoga, the field there, is in particular, but Napoleon Solo, who won the Preakness last month, is not racing in this one. So what's the thinking beyond that?
Well, he was sold. He's been sold to some new ownership since that race, and they've already announced where he's going to stand stud once he retires. So there's kind of there's some changeover going on with the horse, and there are just so many opportunities. If you have a good 3-year-old this time of year and over the next few months, there's so many other races you can run in. There's the Ohio Derby, the Haskell Stakes, the West Virginia Derby, the Pennsylvania Derby, the Travers, obviously all these big races coming up just for 3-year-olds. So if you keep the horse fresh and you have a chance to run for a lot of money later on this year, and keep him in the barn for this one. Let's see how all the chips fall out here, and strategically place the horse, and you can win a lot of money with that horse this summer.
Yeah, definitely so. Makes sense now that you've explained it. How about the track conditions for Saturday's race? I know just around the country we're seeing quite a bit of rain here. Give me the update on that.
Well, it's Saratoga, so quite honestly, a rainstorm could come in like at any time. I've been going to Saratoga now for a long time, and it could be a beautiful sunny day 1 minute, and then 15 minutes later it's torrential rain. But the forecast is 4 possible showers. I think maybe a storm to roll through on Saturday, but these next couple days, starting yesterday, Wednesday, for racing, there's like a 4 or 5 day meetup there this week. It's supposed to be cloudy weather, overcast, fast track. It's a tremendous few days of racing. It's one of the best kind of 3 days of the year in horse racing outside of Breeders' Cup. Probably 9 or 10 Grade 1 stakes races, 15 graded stakes races over the course of Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'm excited. I'm going up. We'll be there in person, and hopefully the rain holds off. And it's going to be a tremendous race on Saturday with I think Commandment at a higher price getting the money.
All right, so Robert, you like Commandment to win the race. Any other predictions you want to throw out real quick before we let you go?
There's really not a lot of speed in the race. Interestingly enough, I think Power Shift, the 2-horse with Luis Saez in the saddle, might be the horse to catch. 12-1 morning line. He just broke his maiden, but he's trained by Todd Pletzer, who's dynamite in the Belmont Stakes, has won a ton of races at Saratoga. I think he could be a long shot opportunity in there.
Robert, enjoy the trip, and thanks again for coming on all month long for the big 3 races. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime.